Hello and welcome to Music Weekly. Today we'll be showing you new music in the area, which artists you should be looking out for, and the latest in the music charts.
So, we'll also be taking a closer look into the Music Society here at Bournemouth University and what the Performing Arts Group has to offer.
And after this, an Ed Sheeran lookalike will be then seeing how much guitar he can teach me.
Oh, I'm excited for that. Finally, we will have a live performance at the end from a band called Windermere. At the end of the show, stay tuned for that. But first, there's lots to look forward to. Let's go right into our news segment.
Thanks, Michael. Well, to start off, we have to undertake a survey. So what's hot in Bournemouth? From the survey, we can tell that most of the time it's pop. Pop is the most popular genre at Bournemouth University, with many listening to Jorah Smith and Michael Jackson. I personally have been listening to lots of Taylor Swift recently as well.
She is really popular nowadays. So, let's have a look at the charts in the UK. At third, we have Greedy by Tate McRae. Second, Is It Over Now? Taylor's version by, you guessed it, Taylor Swift. And at first, Strangers by Kenya Grace.
Some albums in the top 5 this week include Guts by Olivia Rodrigo, For All the Dogs by Drake.
Wow. At the festive time of year, I feel like it's always nice to look at the Christmas tunes and what people are vibing to. The Christmas #1 for this year will be released on the 22nd, and I'm dead excited to see what it's going to be. I'm praying that it's Christmas Drillings by the Sidemen. Personally, although it looks like it's going to be Last Christmas, it's going to smash it again. What a tune though.
Despite the old classics like All I Want for Christmas Is You and The Fairy Tale of New York normally doing extremely well, it's nice to see new tunes entering the top 10. For example, pop queen Ray's song Escapism is in the competition for #1, which is just fantastic. She said in an interview that she just can't believe we're having this conversation. She seems thrilled, and I am for her.
Same as me. Well, anyway, that's all for Christmas tune. In next week, we'll see what's going to have changed on the charts. Could be anything right now.
Well,
Hi, I'm Ellie and I do forensic investigation. So, societies, as we know, are groups of people that are like-minded and people who enjoy the same hobbies. Music society is a place for people to join, share their passion for music. People join bands, they will talk about their favourite albums. It's just a place for everybody to share the same interest. It's a place that if you were interested in starting music, you could pick up a new hobby like learning guitar and piano, because there's so many people willing to teach it. I've been playing instruments since I was 7. I started off with clarinet. I have now moved on to playing piano and guitar, electric guitar mainly. And when I joined Bournemouth University, I was like, well, I need to join a society because make some friends. And it was such a welcome environment. I found so many people that I could talk to about the struggles of playing instruments. I picked up new tips, and I'm looking to join a band or something, and I thought that's the best place to go. The open mic nights. So they always organise open mic nights where if you're in a band or you produce music, or even if you just want to get up and sing a bit of karaoke, you can book a slot and you can get on stage. And as someone who's grown up performing, that's such a great opportunity. And it's just, the crowd is always so nice, and you do it in loads of different venues, and yeah, no, everyone's so supportive. It's just such a good vibe. So like I said, we do open mic nights. We also do social gatherings. So we've done ones down at the Little Market in Bournemouth Town Centre, where you just go, there's normally live music. So I think last time there was a DJ, and everyone just you just socialise with everyone. Everyone talks to each other. The open mic nights are very popular, but also people who are in bands, they promote their bands through Music Society. So bands such as, I'm trying to think of some, Windermere, Flat Cactus, they're very well-known bands in music society. People go along to their shows and support them. I would definitely recommend Music Society. Not only is it such a friendly feel and everyone's so welcoming, it's not a case of you have to already be into music to join. You don't have to come in and be like Brian May level guitar. You can turn up and be like, I can play the recorder and that's about it. Or you could just have a passion for music. You know, no one's gonna sit there and be like, I don't like your music taste. It's very inclusive and it's a very, very nice warm vibe, and I really recommend.
Well, personally, I've been listening to the Smiths. Honestly, they're one of my favourite artists. Do you have a favourite, Michael?
I think I do. I am a massive fan of The Weeknd. I went and saw them in July, and it was amazing. Like, you think it's like, oh, his voice is obviously going to be tuned to the radio, but no, it's generally his voice is just amazing. Like, I think his real name's Abel. He's just a spectacular artist, and if you planning to ever see The Weeknd, I suggest you do it.
I can't disagree there.
I mean, who are you hoping to see on the charts next week? Any surprises or just anything usual?
Well, I'm usually into the older type of music, so music artists that have usually gone, so they're usually not producing music anymore, like Michael Jackson or Johnny Cash.
Love Michael Jackson.
Yeah, good music. So, but you know, I assume that I'll see some old Christmas classics on the charts at the top again, like you know, Last Christmas by Wham. You know,
All I Want for Christmas Is
yeah,
You.
and all, you know, good Christmas classics. So maybe that'll be good for me on this. But you know, after looking at the survey, but the most popular genre at Bournemouth was pop. You know, are you surprised by this, Michael?
Not at all. Like, pop is, so, like, no pun intended, so popular here. Because, like, well, it's just music everyone can sing to, everyone can vibe to, everyone knows the lyrics for it. It's just everything. We have a club here called Pop World. People usually like to go there sometimes. On a Tuesday, I think it's popular. Yeah. And yeah, it's just, everyone knows the lyrics. It's amazing. But what I was surprised by, however, was the majority of people at Bournemouth University listen to music for 7+ hours a week. Why do you think this is, Joe?
Well, if I'm being honest, you know, I think it's really easy to just sort of go in and out and listening to music. You know, let's say you want to do an essay, or you genuinely have like a lot of stressful, like, you know, things to do. It's good to just sometimes plug in some music and just listen to some of your favourite songs. And, you know, it's just good to get it done.
Still to come, we have the forecast. But let's go to our next VT.
So those were just a few of the wonderful activities you can get involved in. Awesome, right? I think it's great when students get active and get involved in the music at the university. It's a great outlet for stress and any anxiety that may be taking hold of you. Luckily, there is a ton of music gigs going on constantly here in Bournemouth. There are many different venues that offer a vast range of genres for all your musical needs. Tribute bands are a great affordable way for students to go see live performances. For example, my favourite band, the Smiths, have a tribute act that recently played in the O2 Arena in Bournemouth. I went to see it and it was utterly brilliant. Therefore, I heavily encourage people to get out there and keep an eye out for events like that. Many of you may be aware of the Foo Fighters touring this year and the next. However, a lot of your students said this might be tricky. It just so happens that the Foo Fighters have a tribute band that are playing here today at the O2 Arena, so check if there are any tickets left and go catch it tonight. One of my favourite venues is a small one. It's called the Anvil, close to student accommodations in Lansdowne. It's ideal for students to check out while seeing famous bands like the Foo Fighters or Green Day in huge arenas is great. There's nothing quite like the intimacy of a small gig. Some bands you can watch here could be The Baron on the 12th of January or Motorwrecked on the 27th, followed by This Wicked Six tribute act, Sex Pistols Exposed. Bournemouth's main venue is absolutely the O2 Arena. This venue has hosted many famous bands and many more to come in the next year. If metal isn't your thing though, don't worry, the O2 hosts a variety of different bands. For example, there's the one and only Declan McKenna playing there on the 14th of April 2024, so that's something to look out for. Anyway, get listening and go see some live music. Now we've covered Bournemouth, let's have a look at see what's happening in Southampton. Later this evening, the Cloud Busting show, which sold out last year, is making a return to the Brooks, where they will be showcasing their love for Kate Bush and her music. Kate Bush gathered a large amount of attention from the new generation when her song Running Up That Hill was used in the hit show Stranger Things in 2022. If you love her music or are looking to get into it, then this is the show for you. Another thing to look forward to is the O2 Guildhall. They're hosting the Queen show, the UK's biggest Queen tribute band. They'll be performing on the 22nd of December, so mark that in your calendars and be prepared to break free. The event starts at 7 p.m. and the prices are £24.50 minimum. For more information, please go to their website, visitsouthampton.co.uk. I repeat, visitsouthampton.co.uk. If you love Queen, then you can't miss this great opportunity. If concerts aren't your thing though, you should take a trip to London to see a musical. There are many currently, including Moulin Rouge and Les Misons. Something you can get into is, if you want to get into the Christmas spirit, you can watch Frozen or Elf, the musical. Mean Girls is a musical that's coming to London in June 2024. In general news, tonight the O2 Capital FM Jingle Bell Ball is being held. If you're lucky enough to have tickets, I hope you enjoy. Tomorrow evening until November 2024, ABBA Voyage are playing in the arena in London. There are many events happening in June 2024, such as the Foo Fighters are playing in London Stadium from the 20th to the 22nd. From the 11th of April to the 30th of June, Kaiser Chiefs are playing across the UK, including in Southampton, which is near us. Visit Ticketmaster to get your links to purchase tickets. These are amazing events.
Hello, my name's Nicole and I am the director for Grease.
And I am the producer, I'm Max.
And we are so excited to put on our show next year, which will be the Easter weekend in March. So come along.
How did you hear about the Part Society and what made you want to join?
So I heard about Parts. I knew about it before I came to Bournemouth. I had a mate called Lucy who I had just done Adam's Family with over the summer. And so we were looking at ways to get involved with performing arts at uni before we got here. So we saw about last year's production of Rent on their Instagram and we were really excited to join when we got here.
Nice. How do you balance your university work and playing the character Danny, which comes with so many lines to learn?
Well, it is a lot of lines, yeah. It's a lot of lines to learn with Danny, but the balance has been all right so far. We do 2 rehearsals a week, so generally it's pretty manageable. I think as we get closer towards the show, it's going to get a bit more overwhelming. But you know what, I think it'll be exciting and hopefully adrenaline will get me through.
Songs from the show?
Ooh, favourite song for the show? That is a difficult question. I really like my song, Sandy. It's a really fun song to sing. Summer Night, it's a classic, We haven't quite made it sound perfect yet, but I think by show we're going to have something really great. And I'm really excited to see how that turns out.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Grease lightning, go, grease lightning, go.
What advice would you give to others auditioning for the role of Danny? How did you stand out from the crowd?
So I didn't originally audition for Danny. I auditioned for Roger, which is a bit of a smaller part than Danny. Danny's not really my typecast at all. I was pretty shocked to be considered for Danny in the first place. But I guess my advice for any audition, for any character ever, is just to make bold choices and to, be unafraid and brave in what you put out there. Auditions are all about showing a director and a creative team what you're capable of and sort of the courage that you're capable of as performing. Performing is courage, it's making brave choices and bringing something new. So yeah, just be unafraid to try new things in your performance and hopefully great things will come of it.
Thank you for your time. We can't wait to see this fantastic performance.
It's all right, no worries.
We go together like
Thanks to the Performing Arts Society for contributing. Our next guest on this afternoon's show is Alex Caton Bradley, a psychology student, here to teach me how to play, well, Lego House on the guitar. Oh.
Yeah, hi Joe.
Hello.
So, we're going to teach you how to play a bit of music.
Oof.
You've never played the guitar before, have you?
No, I have not.
No. So let's tell you a bit about it first. We've got the body here, this is where the sound comes from, and we've got the neck. On the neck, you see the little metal bits here.
Yep.
These indicate a different fret.
Okay.
So when I tell you to move up a fret, you go up one.
Okay.
And like you said, we're going to be learning Lego House today. So I'll tell you, I'll give it a little play for you now, so you can hear what it's meant to sound like.
All right.
So it's nice and simple.
Yep.
It's those 4 chords all the way through the song, pretty much. Played just like that. The timing changes a little bit, but nice and simple. So I'm going to get you to start off with your index finger
Okay, that's
on your left hand.
this one here, yeah?
Yep. And you're going to put it on the second string down on the second fret.
This one here?
Yep, spot on.
All
and if we get
right.
the thumb on your right hand and
Look.
you play that.
Okay.
Nice, good start. And now we're going to play that's the first note of the first chord.
Okay.
And now we're going to play the rest of the chord. So if you get your pinky finger and your ring finger
And I put it just...
and you put it on the 4th fret.
Okay. Both of them on the same fret?
Yep.
Okay.
Move your ring finger up 1 string.
This one here?
Yep, good. And if you get on your right hand now, so you're just figuring out the position.
Yeah, just trying to get this in the right position. For some reason, my hand is not wanting to do this, but I will give it a good go.
Good. I think you're just about there.
A little bit, just in the lines.
Let's get the 2 fingers on the other hand. So your index finger and your middle finger, and you pluck those 2 middle strings.
All right, so just these 2.
Yep.
Just... Oh. Oh. Oh, we
Try
got...
not to touch any other string with those fingers.
Oh, that's the second one.
Yeah. I think we're nearly there. Now try and put that index finger back on.
Yep.
And try and play all 3. So your thumb on the
So-
top one, your index on the middle, and then your middle finger on the last one.
So, like,
Yep. Oh, you're alternating already. Getting the hang of it.
I'm trying. Good go. Ooh.
Wow, I think we can say that we've got the first chord there, just about.
Mm.
So I'm going to move you on to the second one. So again, index finger, we'll start there again. Move it up 1 string.
Okay, so we move this one up here.
Yep, spot on.
Okay.
Let's play that. Now, one thing about your other fingers, they stay in the same position for the whole song.
Okay. Let's see how possible that may be. All right. So if I keep these ones here.
I think they're confusing it a bit, aren't they? Should we stick to the one finger?
Yeah,
for now?
I think I'll stick to the to this.
With a bit of practice, I think yeah. So today we'll stick with those. So you've got your first 2.
Yep. So
Good, and then you move up 2 frets.
so this one here.
Yep. And then you just play it open for the last one.
Okay.
Brilliant. So we've got the first note of each of the 4 chords. So let's try it.
So this is 1,
Yep.
2,
2,
3,
4.
4. Okay.
Nice. How's your rhythm, Joe?
We're about to see, aren't we? So it's
Well, we count in music, of course, to 4.
Yeah.
4 beats, and we move on this one on the 4th beat. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay. So
Nice.
so obviously you wanna with this you go 1, 2, 3,
4.
1,
1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Good job. Now I'm going to play the rest of the chord,
Okay.
and if you play that bit, I think we can come together and make something sound a bit like the song.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll count us in 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Right. A
Well,
bit
there we
off,
go.
but try,
I think we can get this nice and clean.
try again. Yeah. Let's go for it.
So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Okay.
Nice.
Slightly getting better.
Yeah.
All right.
So should we try getting those other fingers on a little bit?
Yeah.
Just
hold
see
on.
if we can
So
get that little strum.
This one
strum
and
to
this one.
Yeah,
And
good.
then this one.
No, other finger.
Oh, this one
Yeah,
here.
there we go.
Okay.
Oh, you've got to put
Oh,
your
yeah,
back on.
Back on the bloody thing.
Yeah.
All right. So. Do I do this afterwards?
Well, I think we've got the main song, haven't we?
Yeah.
So
All right, so
I think I think you've done quite a good job considering it's your first time picking it up.
Do a little example for the
So,
viewers again,
yeah.
how it would actually be.
And it's just that.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, Alex. That was a really informative guitar lesson. You know, I've learnt a lot from that. Hopefully, it won't be my last time on a guitar, but thank you for joining us today on the studio.
Thank you for that. I'd like to welcome Cam, the lead vocalist of Windermere, to the studio floor, who will be performing for us in just a couple of minutes. Thank you for joining us, Cam. It's a pleasure to have you on the show.
Pleasure to be here.
So, I believe you and your band will be playing Chasing the Bird for us this afternoon?
Yeah, it's a song that we should have coming out sometime next year, but we haven't recorded anything or made any plans, but
Yeah, well, we can't wait to hear it. Now, what is the surrounding meaning of this original song?
Now, I'm not the best person to answer this because I didn't actually write it. It's one of David's, he's our guitarist. I know he based it on a poem by Robert Creeley, but I can give you my interpretation of it, which is
Go ahead.
yeah, it's kind of about shedding all those negative things in your life, all those things that are weighing you down, all the things you don't want to do, all the things that you want to do but have not been able to. It's kind of about shedding your negative thoughts and feelings.
Sounds like a really deep meaning to it.
And chasing that bird, if you will. Good.
Yeah, I've always found it interesting how songs are produced. Like, what's the process like?
So in our band, I can't speak for other bands because I'm sure everyone's different, but in ours there's two types. Either somebody will bring a song to a session fully formed, lyrics written, drums written, guitars written, bass written, and there is no room for error. They will be a dictator for the whole of that session and you will get it right or we won't do the song. Or they'll come with a piece, so just a guitar line or a chord sequence or even just a drum fill.
It's a very big range.
Yeah, huge range. That way obviously gives you a lot of freedom, which isn't always good. Sometimes you need to have a bit of focus.
So what influences has your fellow band and mates in the music made you, well, create music?
Well, for us it's difficult because we all like different music. Seb, our drummer, he's into his alt stuff. He likes kind of like sort of post-punky, Squid, Shame, Fontaines, DC, stuff like that. I like my Blur, sort of my 90s alt. David also likes Blur, but he's more into his older stuff, so he likes Beatles, Kinks, that kind of stuff. And then Joe's a big metalhead. So
big range.
Yeah, big range. I'd say the one thing we all agree on is we all like Blur and My Bloody Valentine and the Smiths, but in a cool way.
So how did your bandmates meet? Just must be a wild story.
So Seb and David, they actually had a band before this one called Viridian. They weren't very good because it didn't have me and Joe in it. But yeah, they played a couple of shows and they thought, oh, this isn't really working. And then me and Seb met through the Music Society and then ended up moving in together onto Windermere Road, hence that name. Oh, wow. Everything just kind of spiraled there.
And finally, what are you looking to achieve in 2024?
Well, we've got a song coming out. It's not the one you're about to hear. It's a different one. This one's called Chasing the Bird, but the one coming out next year is called The Forest. It should be out on all good streaming services. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Cam, for joining us. And now we're going to hear Chasing the Bird by Windermere. Thank you so much for joining us.
No worries.
dark